If Russian troops come into conflict with the peacekeeping force that Britain is prepared to send to Ukraine, it would be an extreme escalation, UK Health Secretary Wes Streeting said in response to a question from Sky News journalist Trevor Phillips. He was asked, in particular, what kind of deterrent potential the British military might have if they were sent to Ukraine as part of a peacekeeping mission, if they were unable to return fire in the event of an attack by Russian troops. The minister was unable to give a direct answer to this question, noting only that this would be a red line that has never been crossed before since the founding of NATO. In response, the journalist told Streeting that Russian dictator Vladimir Putin was a man who appears to know no bounds in his actions. Trevor asked the minister what the point of all the talk about keeping the peace in Ukraine was when, in fact, British troops would not be allowed to engage in combat with the Russians. To this, Streeting noted that negotiations regarding peace in Ukraine are still ongoing, and if an agreement can be reached, then work will be carried out to prepare a potential peacekeeping contingent. Britain and France have previously launched an initiative called the Coalition of the Willing. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has said that if a peace deal is reached, his country is ready to deploy peacekeeping forces to Ukraine to help protect the country, on land, at sea, and in the sky. Keir Starmer presented plans to send 10,000 peacekeeping troops to Ukraine at a high-level virtual summit in London. Starmer's proposed peacekeeping contingent would include around 10,000 troops, mostly provided by the UK and France, UK military sources told the Sunday Times. 35 countries have agreed to supply the peacekeeping mission with weapons, logistics, and intelligence support. The peacekeeping mission will be a significant force with a significant number of countries providing troops and a much larger group contributing in other ways, a senior government source said. In addition to European nations, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand joined the call, as did NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte. The proposed force of 10,000 is significantly smaller than the 30,000 troops Starmer reportedly pitched to U.S. President Donald Trump during their White House meeting on February 20. Previously, President Volodymyr Zelenski said that European partners would need to station 100,000 to 150,000 troops on Ukraine's front lines to effectively deter Russia. UK defense sources told The Guardian on February 18 that a much smaller European-led peacekeeping force could instead rely on intelligence, surveillance, and long-range monitoring to enforce a ceasefire. Following the virtual summit, Starmer announced that troops on the ground and planes in the sky would provide security guarantees for Ukraine following a future peace deal. The Allied coalition will hold a second round of military talks on March 20, Starmer said. While France and the UK have been the most vocal about sending troops to Ukraine, some countries, including Italy and Finland, have expressed reservations. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni attended the summit and vocalized support for Ukraine, but said that Italy does not plan to participate in the proposed peacekeeping force.
Recently, Ukrainian forces successfully eliminated 4 Russian Pantsir I air defense systems using the Darts 429 loitering munitions. The strikes were carried out by the Achilles unit as part of the 92nd Assault Brigade in Kharkiv/Belgorod region. One of the destroyed Pantsir S1 systems had been previously identified on the front line approximately 6 months earlier. Notably, it featured additional rubber screen armor, a modification likely intended to enhance its survivability. However, this adaptation proved ineffective against Ukrainian precision strikes. The elimination of these advanced air defense assets further weakens Russia's ability to counter Ukraine's growing arsenal of long-range drones and loitering munitions. The Darts 429 loitering munition continues to demonstrate its effectiveness in neutralizing high-value targets, underscoring the increasing role of drone warfare in modern combat. Ukraine has previously destroyed a large number of Russian Pantsir S-1 air defense systems, making Russia more vulnerable and defenseless to Ukrainian drone attacks. The Pantsir S-1 anti-aircraft system, introduced into the Russian armed forces in 2012, represent Russia's latest innovation for combating drones, cruise missiles and helicopters, taking over from the costly 2K-22 Tunguska systems. Interestingly, the Pantsir S-1 system, a Russian export success of the last decade, would not have been developed without the financial backing from Arab investors in the 1990s. At the same time, the United Arab Emirates (UAE) was in search of an artillery missile system and agreed to fund Russian development efforts, receiving the first Pantsir S-1 systems mounted on German trucks in the early 2000s. The Pantsir S-1 is equipped with 2 radars, one for target detection and another for weapon guidance. It includes 2 2A38M automatic cannons with a caliber of 22 mm, each capable of firing up to 2,500 rounds per minute, alongside anti-aircraft missile launchers. The gun component of the system offers a diverse range of ammunition and enables targeting at distances up to 4 kilometers at very low cost, which is crucial in counteracting Ukrainian corn bombers or other drones. The missile section contains 12 missiles arranged in groups of 6, allowing for engagement of several targets at once. According to the Russians, the command-guided missiles can target distances up to 20 kilometers and altitudes up to 15 kilometers. This system is not a fire-and-forget type, as operators must continually guide the missiles until impact. Furthermore, compared to modern systems like Skynex, the Russian system does not employ programmable ammunition. Additionally, there are recordings demonstrating that the Pantsir S-1 may struggle to intercept modern stealth technology, cruise missiles such as Storm Shadow, or small drones like the Polish Warmate or even DIY FPV types.